So in this part of the course, we're going over breadcrumbs. To overview it, we're going to go over the types of breadcrumbs, why it matters, and how to implement them. So to start, we're going to go over the different types of breadcrumbs. There are main two ones, which is hierarchical and dynamic. So what I mean by hierarchical breadcrumbs is this, right? So this is a breadcrumb right here, this section right here. So again, that goes back into the part of the course we covered earlier about having your URL structures categorized correctly, and Google wants you to do that. So if I click on, let's say, services right here, it'll take me to the services page, which is the parent category for digital advertising, which that digital advertising is the parent category for the Google Ads, right? The second piece I'm going to go into is the dynamic breadcrumbs. Now, unless you're working with an e-commerce site that's selling products, or you have some kind of search functionality on your website for tags and things like that, I wouldn't worry so much about dynamic breadcrumbs. However, they are important if that's the kind of SEO work you're doing. And to show you an example of what I mean, so excuse me, I've gone to Pixels, which is a free stock photo website. It's pretty great. I recommend it if you're with free stock photos. And this is what I mean by dynamic breadcrumbs. So I've typed in office, and it's pulling up related images to offices, right? But let's say I want to look at meetings within the context of office photos. So it'll pull up meeting pictures of people on meetings, or for people, or for technology or work. And that's, again, those dynamic breadcrumbs. You don't need to worry about them as much if you're a service-based company on your website, but I wanted to kind of go over them just so you knew what they were and you had some, at least, education on them. The next piece is why do breadcrumbs matter? To put it simply, for some reason, Google really likes them. It's important for your rankings. They want users to be able to, work backwards to get to places that they were without having to necessarily use your main navigation. It's also good because that's what Google's crawlers use to know the structure of your website to a certain level, right? So that also goes back into the sitemaps, which we've gone over in this course, and all that kind of stuff. But just know that it matters and it's important for SEO. So I will go into how to implement it now. There's a couple ways to do it. The first way I'm going to go over is the native way. So a lot of themes that you build on WordPress have this option built in natively, and all you have to do is go to Appearance and go to Customize, which I've already got pulled up. And on this theme that we use, it has a section for breadcrumbs to tell it what to do, right? So this is the separator, what the separator looks like. So again, you'll see we have that right here. And then, what pages you want to include on. We typically disable it on the home page because if you're on the home page, people know where the home page is at, right? And if you want to disable it on your 404 page or single post or whatever, that's really your own prerogative. But typically, we like to have it on all pages that are not your home page. And you can go in here, where you want it to align, the spacing, the colors, the typography, all that kind of good stuff. But natively how you do it on WordPress if your theme allows for it. Now, that your website theme doesn't have it built in natively for whatever reason, it may be an old theme or just doesn't have it, you can use a plugin. We use Breadcrumb Nav XT. There are tons of these plugins out there. As always, I suggest you do your own research to what's going to work with your theme, your builder, to make sure nothing breaks. But this is what we find is a pretty standalone, good plugin to use for breadcrumbs. And it's pretty straightforward. You install the plugin, and it has a similar interface as to this, as you just tell it, what do you want it to look like, what pages you don't or do want it on, and all that good stuff. And it should automatically implement it right here below the navigation section of your website. This part of the course is Pretty short and sweet, but it's also an important thing for your SEO rankings. I hope all of this made sense. As always, if you have questions, please just let us know.